want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
That was the former president and the former first lady going after former President Trump last night here in Chicago with some memorable lines. Tommy Vietor joins us now to discuss. He is formerly the spokesman for the Obama administration and for the National Security Council. He's also the co-founder of Vote Save America and Crooked Media, for which he serves as the co-host of Pod Save America. Wow, you have a lot of titles.
I was going to say, sorry for sending you all those titles. Thank you for having me on.
It's great to have you.
It's great to be
You're
here.
one of the pod guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
basically,
sure.
right?
Take that.
So last night you posted that the Obamas tore the roof
They did.
off of this arena. But, you know, that's to be expected of them.
Mm-hmm.
They deliver good speeches. What do you think they're going to deliver over the next 2.5 months when it comes to actually hitting the trail for Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Michelle Obama has been very honest about not liking politics, not liking it at all.
Right.
So I think it was a big deal that she was here last night and gave that speech. I think it's a reflection of the fact that she is actually a very close personal friends with Kamala Harris. They live in D.C., they hang out, they talk, you know, like very few people can commiserate and understand the lives that the two of them have been leading the last decade or two. So I imagine they'll be on the trail. Barack Obama will be out on the trail. He, I think, is one of the best messengers in the party because he excites rooms like this, but he also does something that Democrats sometimes forget to do, which is try to persuade the other side, to hear them, to, you know, take on their argument and assume good faith when people disagree with you. And so that's what I would expect.
Right. He said you wouldn't hate your parent or your grandparent if
Right.
they didn't agree with you on everything.
Right.
You would talk to them about
Exactly.
it. That's a good point. You know, you've been watching every minute of this convention and podcasting about it. You said something the other day online, and it set off kind of a scavenger hunt to figure out what exactly you were talking about. I'll read it to you. You said, "Message to all future DNC speakers. This is not about you. It's Kamala Harris's convention. The goal is to deliver a message to help her win, not maximize your own time on stage or create a social media moment." Who in particular were you talking about there, Tommy?
The royal we. I mean, I think one, the lesson is never tweet. Two, I mean, I think, look, we live in this world where everyone's just trying to have a moment and go viral and make a splash. And I get that. But this is Kamala Harris's convention. And when your speech goes long, and then the next speech goes long, and the next speech goes long, and Joe Biden gets driven out of primetime in his own night, that's terrible. That stinks. And so I think people need to remember that they need to listen to the really talented speechwriters who are working in the bowels of this building, actually the Chicago Blackhawks locker room, editing these things for them and not beefing them up after they get their final draft.
Speaking of Joe Biden, you and your fellow hosts at Pod Save America were among the first who ripped off the Band-Aid the morning after his disastrous debate with former President Trump. And you just came right out and said he should think very seriously about leaving the race. And that really caused shockwaves and caused a lot of people to think, oh, well, former President Obama must feel that way as well because all of you worked for him. The thinking was you wouldn't say that if you thought that it was going to anger former President Obama. Can you walk us through your thought process before you did that podcast about whether it was a good idea or not to go there?
To be honest about what we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I think look, President Obama is like, I owe everything in my career to him. He's the best boss I've ever had. I don't know that he knows what I do for a living necessarily. He's been on the show, but I don't think he's ever listened to the show. So we're not like checking in with him and making sure arguments are okay. We watched that.
Don't sell yourself short. It's a pretty popular podcast.
It's a popular podcast, but he's got better things to do.
I'm sure he's dipped in at some point.
Who knows? So we watched that debate. We're sitting in a hotel room in Boston. We're watching together, and look, it was a train wreck. It was the worst presidential debate I've ever seen, and I think it was clear that my job now is to be honest about what I saw. I don't think it does Democrats any favor to say, let's rally together, we can get through this. Let's tell the American people that they didn't see what their eyes are telling them they saw. And so I don't know. We figured, say what you think and let the chips fall.
But there must have been a few scary weeks for you guys there after, there were a lot of Democrats who came after you, who said that you were being disloyal. And there were a lot of Democrats who in private said that they agreed with you but weren't willing to go public. Yeah,
I mean, I think my take on this is I didn't start my own company and my own show to not say what I think, right? So we were just going to be honest. And I think, I don't know, if I woke up the next day and I said, actually that debate was fine, I think our audience would know we were lying and we would have no credibility and they wouldn't listen to us going forward. So I think the Republican Party has become a cult of personality. They do what dear leader Trump tells them to do, and they'll change positions on a dime. Democrats, we are a big motley coalition of different people. We're diverse, age, race, gender, socioeconomic status, and we have debates about things, and I think that's healthy. And yeah, it hurt. I did not like feeling like I upset friends of mine who are working on the campaign, who are working a lot harder than I am, a pampered podcast guy sitting in Los Angeles. Like, they're grinding it out in Wilmington doing the real work. But I think at the end of the day, we all have good intentions and got to a better place.
Well, as a result of what you said, many other Democrats said as well, we're now at the Harris convention rather than the Biden convention. It's a big, major shift in the past couple of months. Tommy Vietor, thanks so much for being with me.
Thank
I really
you for
appreciate
having me.
it.
This is very fun.
Thanks so much.